This gets answered here. Good afternoon, Evolution family. Today is Wednesday, January 21, 2026. It's approximately a little bit after 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. I want to welcome you to the Wednesday training. We have these trainings. This was the original content that we started back in the day, was the Wednesday Facebook trainings, and we are here every Wednesday. We're trying a new style this year where we're trying to match up with our preferred suppliers that we have for the feature of the week. And this week is Meet and Greet Italy. And this goes hand in hand. This training goes hand in hand with what we were what you learned about today at the 1 p.m. with Armando and Ryan when they did the supplier webinar training. So it works hand in hand. Now, they got me another new tool, so let's see if this works. See, I knew, there we go. There we go, I'm moving now. Today is Wednesday. If you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation and I will send this off to you. This is a good one, and this is one that can be very lucrative for you. Greek island trip, $12,000 of 2 hotel stays, and that's really a nice, commission, and this fits into that style. This week what we're going to do is what is F.I.T? What does it mean and how you can start booking it and doing it correctly. Ryan, are you there?
Yes, Jose, I am here.
Okay, tell me, how was the, I did happen to catch the first half hour of the Meet and Greet supplier webinar training, which was really great and informative. Really, really, it was. What were your thoughts and what were some of the comments from the agents that you saw in the comments room?
So let me tell you, Meet and Greet is all-inclusive. I want to go to Italy and I want that authentic Italian experience. That's what Meet and Greet brings to the table. They have fully curated tours for multiple destinations, single destinations. They have accommodations for groups, larger groups.
There you go.
If you book larger groups, they even give you performance bonuses. They have a good commission. Edmondo really brought the information to the training. So if you missed it, I recommend go back, watch that, and you're going to be sending some people to Italy
And Italy is a really big destination, you guys, as you know it is. And like I said, if you missed that, it's right here on this Facebook page. Just scroll down and you'll see it. But it'll give you a wealth of information. So, like I said, this goes hand in hand with this one. But before we get to that, as we move across the universe, let's talk about Archer Travel Tips of the Day. Okay, we're starting to get into now, the winter resort season. And we're also seeing some more spring bookings and some summer bookings, which you should be doing. Tell your clients when traveling to contact you immediately if anything is wrong. If the room, the cabin, the resort, if there's something wrong in the room, tell them to go down to the front desk. See if they can handle it at the front desk. If they cannot, then we will contact the supplier. We will call the supplier for you and figure out how we can get it done. Make sure to get the names of the customer service reps that you're speaking with when you're dealing with the cruise lines, the suppliers and the vendors. This helps us if you get the wrong information. And sometimes, customer service people are human just like anybody else. They might have the wrong information. So it's really important that, Jose, I talked to, Mary over at Carnival and she told me ABC. Well, that could be wrong. So we want to make sure that you have the correct information. And that helps us when we go to the BDM and we can, bring up those calls that Mary made with you, okay? Make sure you're reachable. Check your phone and voicemail systems. Check your email. Check your junk and spam folder. There may be, flight changes, flight delays, or, stuff that goes in there. So make sure you're checking that. Check all emails frequently, changes to booking and reservations. Okay, I can't say this anymore. I have this. I have the power. I have the power. Get out of my way. Book spring and summer now. Book it now, you guys. I'm telling you. It's funny. I had an agent call me yesterday. She said, I'm getting interviewed by a television station here in Tennessee. She was in Tennessee. And they wanted to know why air was so expensive. And I said, well, there's several reasons why air is expensive. If you book within a month or 2 to 3 weeks before the flight date, and if it's around a holiday, it's going to be expensive. So if you've got anybody talking about doing, and here's another thing to remember. Summer 2026 is what? Help me out, comments room. What is it? here in the United States, July 4th, 2026. What is it? There's the trivia question. Are we getting any answers, Ryan?
July 4th is 4th of July.
4th of July. What else, though? It's the 250th anniversary of the United States. There are going to be nationwide celebrations, and the hotel inventory will be gobbled up. So be aware of this, okay? Because people are going to want, well, I want to go to Philadelphia. I want to go here. I want to go out to Martha's Vineyard in New England for the great summer, blah, blah, blah. So you want to make sure that you get this stuff done now. Now, booking spring, you got to do this now. I mean, we're at the end of January. Again, you go, well, why is the flight so expensive now? Because I want to go to Puerto Vallarta March 5th. Well, you're less than 40 days out. Okay? So but start training your clients. If you have a client base, you got to say, I booked you a cruise, I booked you all. If you get to me sooner, I can get you better rates on hotels and air. And they will love you for that. That's why I'm saying start booking that stuff sooner. You get more bookings that way. Okay? All right, now let's go to the next slide. I have a remote. You see, and I'm telling myself to go to the next slide. I'm like, dude, just years of saying that.
We will teach an old dog a new trick here.
Right, it's like, talk about an old dog. I mean, my God, okay. What is F.I.T? This is really important. You need to know about this. And this is an update for 2026. Again, if you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. I will send it off to you, okay? All right, here we go. Ways to travel the world 2026. Let's figure out how you travel around the planet. Well, first you visit family members and friends, right? And then you go on group guided tours, like Trafalgar, Globus,
Meet and greet.
They have, meet and greet's a little bit different though. But group guided tours like Trafalgar, Trafalgar is the granddaddy of them all. Trafalgar invented the motor coach touring, with the group in the motor coaches around Europe. They also have Brendan. They've got a bunch of stuff, and it's great. They really know how to do it. So that's a group guided tour where you're traveling with 30 or 40 people on a motor coach bus, and you're going around Italy. Education, religious studies, and work, right? You're going there for a class, you're going there for work, religious studies, etc. Then you have F.I.T tour, which stands for Free Independent Traveler or Free Independent Tourist. There's two ways that you can call this, okay? That's what F.I.T stands for, Free Independent Traveler. Now, show me an example. Let's go to the next slide, please. Well, there I am. Wait a minute, did I go too much? Let's see. Sometimes
you got to stop setting it down.
wait, see, I got to, okay. There we go. So now, let's go here. See, if you press it too hard, it goes here. What is land? Well, of course, land is land, okay, But in the travel industry, land is the travel component of your client's arrival to their destination. The destination usually requires a hotel, motel accommodations for your clients. Depending on the choice, there can be various destinations in an itinerary, various cities and countries, okay? It's gonna be really hard to do an F.I.T on a cruise ship because a cruise ship already has its itinerary set. With F.I.T, there's a change, it's whatever the client wants to do in the itinerary, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute. Okay? Here we go. What is a land tour? Okay? A land tour is a tour of countries, cities, or territories where your client can visit historic sites, museums, famous locales, and much more. Like, look at this. The Tower of London. Ba-bum! The Colosseum. Okay? A land tour. Types of land tours, okay? Private escorted, guided. We have suppliers that you can even get a chauffeur for the day to drive you around Rome. I mean, a meet and greet. You can get a chauffeur driver that'll be a tour guide for you around Rome if you want to. So it's pretty high, expensive, but you can get private escorted guided tours. You can get group guided tours. You can get free independent traveler and tourist. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today. Then you have special interest adventure tour. Then you have familiarization tour. You guys love that one. You guys love that one because that one's around travel agents, right? How about somebody in the comments can tell me what a fam tour is?
Otherwise known as a fam trip.
A fam trip. Yep. There you go. Okay, we'll get back to it.
While we're waiting for someone of them to answer, so I'm going on a special interest adventure tour to the Isle of Man, hopefully this year.
Oh, good.
I'm going to go to the Isle of Man races. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're going there. That's right. Yeah, that's going to be cool. That's the Isle of Man. All right, where is the Isle of Man, comments room? Tell me, where is the Isle of Man? Is it in the Mediterranean? No, I don't think so.
No, it's Atlantic.
All these questions.
Is it Atlantic?
Well, no, don't say it yet. No. Okay. All right. What is FIT? You know what, Ryan? Let's take this full.
So
I want them to see this.
Chintuya answered. It's a familiarization tour, fam trip.
All right. Here we go. As I disappear. What is FIT? FIT originally was short for Foreign Independent Traveler, or leisure trips abroad without an escort or fixed package structure. Today, FIT more commonly refers to flexible independent travel. The components of the itinerary may resemble a package, but the itinerary is custom built for the traveler. So let's just look at this diagram here. You see, FIT travelers, they avoid group tours and mass tourism. They avoid that. FIT ranges from millennials to retirees, okay? They sometimes use travel agents. Well, the majority of the time they do, because it's kind of hard to find out, you know, what hotel you want in Rome and the big capital cities like Paris and London and Madrid. You know, where am I going to stay exactly? So it's always good to have a travel professional to assist you. FIT plan their own trip. FITs have above average incomes, okay? So now let's go to, I keep saying that, and I got the thing right here. There we go. FIT travel, also known as, stands for full independent traveler, is known as for single tourist or solo traveler. FIT is also known as flexible independent traveler, free independent traveler. It was originally short for foreign independent, okay. Free independent traveler tourist. Individualized, custom itinerary, location, places, dates. Travelers can be solo, couples, they can also be families, okay? So there we go on that one. Now, here's an example of an FIT travel request. Mr. and Mrs. Client, it's their 25th wedding anniversary. Mrs. Client wants the following. She wants 3 nights in Rome, 2 nights in Venice, 2 nights in Paris. The air is nonstop. They live in the Bay Area. Okay, they're going to go to Rome, and they want economy class. The return, here, I'll just get out of the way. The return is nonstop from Charles de Gaulle to SFO, economy. See, so you already know what they want. Now, again, you guys know that I'm a big stickler about getting to know your client and building that follow-up, building that relationship. I'm going to be doing a special training, which I did last year, which we got a lot of really great response on how to, you know, double your business with repeat business. And the way you get repeat business is you build up a relationship with your client and you work with them. And this is one that you have to work with them. You really have to sit down and go, great, you want to do this. Wow, I'm excited for you. Mrs. Client is so excited. She's going to go visit Rome. She's always wanted to go. Great, that's so, let's sit down and talk, okay? Let's sit down and, you know, find out exactly what we need to do. First, let's qualify the client. The dates must be known. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Client, when do you want to go? Where are they flying from and to? Well, we already know that. We have SFO to Da Vinci Airport and then de Gaulle Airport on the return. How many travelers are going to fly? Include children's ages. Be careful here. Now, what I mean by solo parent, be careful here. You know, you guys, if you're taking a child out of state, if they are divorced or something, there's sometimes you might need paperwork for that. So really, you know, advise the client if you're taking your child, you know, and they're 14 and they're going to Rome and you're a divorced parent, you might need, you know, some sort of legal document that the airline will advise you to get so that youngster can get on the plane.
I have a question on that, Jose.
Sure.
What if when we're booking the trip, the child is 14 or 15, let's say 15, but when we actually go on the trip, the child will be 16. What
it doesn't
age
matter.
Do we put on the booking?
Yeah, you'll just put the birth date down.
Just the birth date, so you don't put...
Yeah, okay, no, you won't be putting the age. You just
travel.
You just put the birth date down. But in a case like this, again, you know, if the child turns 16, they're still going to need some sort of document, legal document, to take the child out of state or out of the country. What time of day do they want to fly? What is priority? Airfare, time, or schedule? I'm a big person of, I love direct flights. I detest layover flights. I just do. Especially in North America, especially this time of year, because it can just be a real mess. You know, if you look at what's happening on the East Coast in the next couple of days, they're going to get like a major freeze, avalanche stuff happening there. And there's always a drag going, well, I'm trying to get to Europe, but I have a layover in Charlotte. Great. And if they have snow and rain and delays, and it could just get really ugly. So I love direct nonstop flights. Travel documents, make sure that they have this: passport, state ID, real ID, driver's license, and something that I didn't put on here, but something that we talked about a couple of weeks ago in the special, and that is the electronic, the ETA, the electronic travel authorization for the United Kingdom, for the EU. Make sure your clients know about that. Any special needs requests: wheelchair, oxygen, service animals. Well, they don't do that anymore. Animals aren't allowed, but anything that's kind of out of the ordinary. This will help you also with the booking of the hotel room. And what do they want to see and experience? Ding, 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 ding. Number 7, that's where you get your commission right there. Viator, Expedia Tap, Beds Online. There's so many preferred suppliers that can, you know, book out those excursions and, you know, museum tours, etc. So you want to make sure you get in on that one there too. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so now what we're going to do is this. Wait, don't change it. We're going to sit down with the client, and we're going to work together with the client, and we're going to sit down, and we're going to create a travel itinerary. Now, I don't want you to start getting nervous about this. A lot of you agents start freaking out, going, oh my God, I got to call all the hotels in Rome to find out exactly. No. We're going to create this itinerary, then we're going to give it to our F.I.T. companies. There are actually companies that we have, or supplier vendors, that they specialize just in F.I.T., in this type of booking. And they know all about it. You know, Meet and Greet is one. They know everything about Italy. Da Vinci tours out of Agent Universe. There's another one. Oh, no, not Da Vinci, Avanti tours. Pardon my French, pardon my Italian. Avanti tours also is a good one that know everything about Italy and that can sit down and help you book this. Now, so you sit down with the client, and again, that's when you're creating that relationship. You know, you're going, let's sit down. Okay, tell me, how do you see this, Mr. Client, Mrs. Client? Day 1, you depart San Francisco. What do we do next? We fly to Rome, okay? Right? Start with day 1. Continue till the trip is finalized. Then submit to an F.I.T. supplier vendor. It's pretty easy. Now you're going to say to me, okay, Jose, how do I do the itinerary? I'm going to show you how to do that too. See, you almost caught me. I was going to say, let's go to the next line. But there, we're going to go to the next line. Okay, start doing. I already did this. Wait, it's a double. All right. Must have on the travel itineraries. Clear and easy to read. Simplify for the client. One itinerary only. Couple of pages only. Okay? It's really easy. You guys have a tendency to overthink this stuff. And I'll keep trying to tell you. No more than 2 quotes. No more than, don't just go, oh, I found you this, I found you that, I found you 5 hotels in Rome. That confuses the client and they go crazy, okay? So here, I'm going to show you now. Here's an itinerary that I built on in a Word document. See, so I don't need to get into Adobe and all these other, you know, oh, I got to create. No, real simple, see? Okay? This is the Smith family. They're going in October of 2026, and they want to visit what? London and Paris. All right, and they have how many days? I think they have about 10 days, 11 days. Presented by Jose Lambert, the website, my contact info, everything, right? Proposed itinerary, right? This is like a 3-page document. It's really easy. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, but that's me. I'm sorry. All right, so as you can see, right, I started with day 1, depart Los Angeles to London. There's the air, United Airlines, the flight, nonstop direct. They get there, okay, they arrive Wednesday. All right, so now we're at the airport. Now what are we going to do? How are we going to get them from the airport into London? Well, we're going to get a private transfer, and they're staying at the Fairmont, London. Now, let's talk about hotels. When you sit down and you ask the client, okay, here's the thing about going to Europe and Italy and places like that, and even in South America, if you're going, they don't have a place. Here in the U.S., everything is downtown. Downtown is where the action is. That's in Europe and in other places around the planet, it's called the city center. The city center in the capitals are very big. I mean, there's usually a train station readily available right there. That's where the hub of the action is. That's where the shows are, the cafes, the restaurants, the museums, are everything in city center. So you want to make sure that you ask that client that question. You don't want the client staying out in London Heathrow. That's about a 90-minute drive from there to London. And that's 3 hours that's wasting the client every day going back and forth to London. So you want to say, okay, I'm going to get you city center. Now, tell me, Mr. Client, what star quality hotel do you want? Do you want 5-star, 4-star, 3-star? Let me tell you, like Armando said, there are a lot of great 3-star restaurants all throughout Europe that are very great and very safe and provide full breakfast in the morning. You just have to get those. Now, if you want to go on the higher end, that's, you can get into $500 a night rooms, especially during peak season in London and Paris and in Rome in the summertime. So, here they went in October, which is a great time to go to Europe, by the way. I mean, that really is. There's hardly any more tourists. It starts to cool down. And believe me, if you guys follow Europe like I do, I follow it every season. Now in Europe, in the summertime, in Paris and in London and Madrid, it gets very hot. I mean, they're not used to that kind of weather. I mean, we're talking 90s and 100s in London. Last summer, London hit 94, 95. They don't have central air conditioning like we have here in Los Angeles. So it can get very miserable very quickly. So again, your job as an advisor is to give the best possible experience for these people as they go on this trip. October is the perfect time, okay? So we've talked about the hotel. They want the Fairmont in London. Great choice. Fairmont, nice brand. Here are the room types that they have. They're going to be a total of 5 nights. It's a queen suite, okay? Then day 3, London. They're going to go on the London City hop-on, hop-off tour, Viator. Or even better yet, give them the Viator link. Or even better yet, use Expedia Tap or Beds Online or any of the other places. Or even, when you deal with the F.I.T. companies, they'll book these excursions for you, and you still make commission on them. So here's the whole hop-on, hop-off tour, and then select, okay, what does this say? Steps includes the Tower of London, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, and more. Select the evening tour to see the sights at twilight. That's a total for 4. Then, day 4, Friday, October 9th, local city guided tour by Viator. I booked it at Viator. Tour description, the best of London sightseeing tour with a professional guide aboard a coach. Admire more than 200 top London attractions, blah, blah, blah. 3-hour sightseeing tour. See, you're going to caught me. See, I was going to say, let's go to the next slide. But here we go. We're going to go to that slide. All right, so again, page 2, right? And you see, I'm giving the totals here of how much everything is. Day 2 is a free day. Saturday and Sunday free. You can do whatever you want. Give them some time to go and explore on their own. Don't have them going museum. Then it's good. No, have them enjoy it. Have them walk around. Get used to, enjoy like this is going to be the first time. Now, on Monday, they go London to Paris. Okay, so how are we going to get them from the hotel to the railroad station? Private transfer from hotel to St. Pancras train station. Viator. There it is, how much it was for a party of 4. Now look at this. I love this. London to Paris on the Eurostar. Yeah, that's really cool. Be in Paris in 90 minutes. And you see it all right there, and there's the price for it. They went first class. Transfer from Gare du Nord to train station to the hotel, and they're staying at the Fairmont in Paris. So again, they're using the same reward points by staying with the same brand, and the Fairmont is a wonderful brand. You guys know that, and they're right there. Then we have a couple of city tours here, see? And then as they go around again through Viator, and et cetera. Now, day 9 is the same thing, and then a couple of days here for their free days. Then on Saturday, they go back home. Private transfer from the hotel to Charles de Gaulle Airport. And here's the price breakdown. And look at this, you guys. Terms and conditions apply, subject to change and availability. Terms and conditions apply, subject to change and availability. That works. That covers you everything. And look, under $9,000. Now, this was a couple of years ago. Probably these rates have gone up. I'm sure they have. So just be aware of that. Okay, so F.I.T. suppliers. Here you go. Pleasant holidays. Travel Impressions and Vax does a really good job with Europe and Central South America. Delta Vacations does it. American Airlines Vacations does it. Downtown Travel does it. Now Meet and Greet, Italy. New, they do it. You know, you can call them up and say, hey, I got an itinerary. Can you fill out? They'd love to do that. Now, be specific. You know, they want to do Rome. They want to do, you know, Amalfi Coast. They want to do whatever parts of Italy they want to do. Agent Universe. In Agent Universe, you have Europe Express. Europe 2 is no longer there. LA Tours in there. Cedar World Tours, Avanti Destinations, another Italy expert. And there's more in there. But Cedar World Tours is very good also. Now, what I mean by this is that once you have that itinerary all set, you go, okay, Mr. Klein, I've got everything here that you want to do. I've got, you know, I've typed it up. Is this exactly what you want? Yes, it is. Okay, great. I'm going to send it to one of these people, and they're going to come back to me in 2 to 3 days with a full price. Everything that you want. The air, everything else done. And then we just pay them, and you're on your way.
So, Jose, just to let everyone know, these lists of suppliers, you can find these suppliers and many more in the back office.
Yeah.
Under the suppliers tab. Go there.
In the Travel Cafe. In Travel Cafe.
Register with the suppliers, and that is how you can get in contact with them. If you need to, all the contact information is under the suppliers tab in the Travel Cafe for all of these suppliers and more.
You guys, take a screenshot while we're here. Let's just take a screenshot while we're here. Now, again, you know, be smart when you're working with these people. I don't particularly like to book youngsters. You know, I'm talking about, you know, older teens, 18 to 19 to 20, 21 that are doing this. Because I always feel that that's, you know, it can lead to things. That's why I'm a big proponent of Kontiki. And Kontiki, you know, it's the 18 to 35-year-olds, and Kontiki is an outstanding product for that age range. And you should really, if someone wants to be doing something like that, they really want to be doing Kontiki. Okay? All right, so let's go to the next slide. Here we go. What happened to my face? Oh my God, I'm getting older. I'm getting older without the makeup on. There we go. I got young again.
What happened?
I don't know, man. It was a lighting thing or something, but all of a sudden I went oh my goodness.
What?
He's good. No, get back. Get back.
It's the headless Jose.
Oh no. Okay, we've been showing this video all this week, but this really gives you a great idea of what meet and greet is all about and how they can get you those custom quotes. Remember the quotes I told you about? They can get them to you in 24 hours. So let's go ahead and roll this video. Let me move this like this. Ta-da. Man, that video is rocking, isn't it? Isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm like, oh, man, they really made that for the American market.
I've seen it like 4 times today. Yeah, you would think that they would have music, yeah,
you know,
that just shows that's the market that they're reaching into right now, because a lot of U.S. travelers are looking to go to Europe, and they really know what they're doing on the marketing branch. So
now again, you guys, you know, again, really, I mean, if you do maybe early June, but when you get into July and August, it's packed there. It is. So, you know, tell that up front to your clients. You know, I've shown you the proof. I've shown you photos from, you know, the Acropolis in Greece in August, and there's like, you know, 15,000 people there. It's like, it looks like Coachella. It looks like, you know, speaking about Coachella. Anyway, that's that. If you need anything, we're right here. You can email us at Evo Customer Care, and there's my email address if you want a copy of this PowerPoint. Ryan, do you have any questions or comments?
We've answered a couple. Let me scroll through the chat real quick right here. Actually, Dan would like to know, how do you find out who the F.I.T. companies are and how to contact them? We covered that.
Yeah.
She did have a comment here previously. She says that I planned an F.I.T. for myself and my son this summer to the UK for all things Harry Potter, and I didn't even know. So she put together a whole F.I.T. without realizing that that's what she was doing. So I gave her the recommendation that she can use that F.I.T. itinerary as a sample for her clients, to as an example of what one would look like if your clients didn't know what F.I.T. was.
Right. Now, the reason why we tell you to be, referring back to the suppliers, the F.I.T. specialists, is number one, they know the countries. They know what's going to work for your clients. They know the train stations. They know the railroad stations. They know how everything flows in and out of these cities, and they will help you. I mean, instead of you sitting there looking at a map from Google, going, "Show me hotels in Paris." Oh my God, show me hotels in London. I mean, it's like overwhelming, and you have to pick. Now, one of the things, and this is something, a lot of people like to go on the low income side, okay? And if you book them out by the airport, if you book Heathrow, if you book about your Charles de Gaulle Airport or Da Vinci Airport, you're a good hour away from your major city. And that's going to take up a lot of time. So tell your clients that. I always love that when, someone calls you and says, "Oh, I could get to Europe and I can be in Europe in a week for $900 in Paris." Okay, yeah, where are you staying? By the airport. Well, now you're going to be spending the majority of your time going back and forth using public transportation to go to there and back. It can be like 90 minutes. It's like LA. To get anywhere around LA during the week, it's ridiculous. So if you want your client having to deal with all that traffic back and forth, and that goes for Rome, London, and for Paris. There you go. Okay. Any other questions?
No, she also made a comment that yes, that she paid way too much putting it together like that. So ultimately, is it worth it? Spending all of your time studying Google Maps, public transportation, railways, and all that stuff, or hand it off to an F.I.T. company? The price outweighs, the benefit outweighs the price, is what I'm trying to say, right?
Right, and that frees up your time to do what? To work on the Miller's cruise that they got going on, because you guys just don't have one pair of clients. You have other clients that you're working on and getting those bookings on. See what I mean? So you want to really, really get that. And get that off, and then 24 hours. If you do meet and greet, they have it the quote in 24 hours. You can sit down with the client, go, "Let's meet again. I've got it all. Here it is, exactly what you want. What Mr. and Mrs. Client want. Boom, it's right here. Bam. Let's go." Now, if you don't like with what supplier gives you, let's say you get something from Avanti Destinations, and go, "Well, you know what? Let me try meet and greet. Let's see what they come up with." But don't just do two. Don't be trying to price check with 5 and 6, because then you're spinning your wheels and you're wasting time. Your time should be with the Millers or the Mr. and Mrs. Client getting this done, and now let's work on the Millers group cruise.
Efficiency.
And now let's work, to get to the next booking and the next booking. That's where you should be going with your time. Don't sit there going, "Oh, I'm trying to find the," you guys get so wrapped up, I got to find the cheapest for my client. Why are you doing that? You're finding the cheaper that you find, you're spinning your wheels trying to get a cheaper cost. That means you're working for less.
You're costing yourself income and money.
Yeah, you're working for less. And that's not why we got into this for. We're working for more, okay? So there you go.
And your clients are going to be satisfied with the trip that you put together for them through one of these F.I.T. companies.
And also, look at the security that you have with meet and greet. One of the things I love about meet and greet is that if you have a problem, if you have an issue, they're not going to call you, they call us. And I go, wow, that is such a, that I want to work with a supplier like that, because I've got, 8 other bookings that I've got going on. And I don't want to have to be bothered by the Millers calling me up going, "Oh, our hotel room in Rome is blah, 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 blah." No, call meet and greet. "Oh, we'll fix it up for you right away, senora."
Yeah.
See what I mean?
If you want to give them a benefit, go with meet and greet, because I believe Edmundo says that they don't require deposits. So
well, there you go.
You want to get a benefit for your client? Go that route.
Yeah, that's for Italy. Now, that's for other parts of Europe. you got to go somewhere else. All right, everybody. I'm Jose Labrador of Archer Travel Service. Join us on Friday for the wrap-up for the week, and we'll preview what we're going to be giving you, what we're happening for next week, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Jose Labrador of Archer Travel Service. You all have a wonderful night. See ya.